Interesting matchup here. Of course, Pavlyuchenkova coming off a long losing streak, and Eala trying to get some wins on clay. I'm going to go with Eala in 3 sets. I reckon she'll get it done in the end. She has had a couple of tough roads and a couple of tough opponents in the last few matches, so I'm going to go with her in 3. And she has the, the favorite, I guess, or the higher ranked player in this matchup on this surface. Like I said, she has made a final of a French Open before, and before this week, hadn't won a match for a while. So using that confidence, winning a couple matches in a row, hopefully will give her some hope.
Surprise, Alex Eala's opponent has finally been confirmed, and it is Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Pavlyuchenkova battled through qualifying rounds, only to discover she must face Alex Eala in her opening match, a draw that immediately feels unfortunate, especially in round 1. Analysts are already calling Alex Eala the clear favorite, and that is not ideal for Pavlyuchenkova, who is seeking momentum but may find little opportunity here. Let us frame the moment properly because this narrative extends far beyond one match. Pavlyuchenkova endured the demanding qualifying path, fighting through multiple rounds simply to earn her position in the 2026 Madrid Open main draw. Then the bracket appeared and reality struck instantly. Waiting across the net in her very first match is Alex Eala. Not later in the tournament, not deep in the draw, but immediately, and the tennis world has been discussing it ever since. Now consider who Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova truly is, because she is far from an easy opponent. She is an experienced competitor with years on the WTA Tour. She is ranked inside the top 10 globally. She reached the 2021 French Open final, one of the most prestigious stages in tennis. She achieved that result on clay, the same surface they will meet on in Madrid. She owns victories over major names throughout her career. She understands competition, endurance, and performing under pressure. So when a player with that resume is labeled the underdog, when analysts openly declare her opponent the favorite, it reveals exactly where Alex Eala stands in the tennis world today. Experts are not quietly suggesting this. They are stating it directly. Alex Eala is favored in this matchup. When evaluating recent form, trajectory, and tournament conditions, it becomes difficult to challenge that conclusion. Pavlyuchenkova advanced through qualifying, which means she already played several matches just to reach this stage. That can build rhythm, but it also brings fatigue, and fatigue matters on clay where rallies extend and endurance becomes critical. Meanwhile, Eala enters fresh, prepared, and confident, carrying momentum built from recent performances and training. The contrast becomes clear. One player arrives from a long qualifying battle, while the other steps in rested and ready to attack. Add to that the atmosphere in Madrid, where Eala has drawn significant fan attention, and the challenge grows even steeper for Pavlyuchenkova. The stage is set for a compelling opening clash, but the momentum appears to lean heavily toward the rising Filipina. Which means she has already used valuable energy before the main draw even began. She has been grinding through contests while Eala has stayed fresh, concentrating fully on her preparation, and doing so beside one of the greatest mentors the sport has ever seen. That brings us to the Rafael-Nadal connection, a storyline impossible to overlook when evaluating any clay tournament involving Alex. Nadal remains the greatest clay court competitor in tennis history. His understanding of the surface, his strategy, his movement, his mental discipline on clay, all of that insight has flowed directly into Eala's preparation through shared training. When you prepare for a clay event in Spain and your practice partner is the man who built his legend on that exact surface in that same country, you are not entering at a disadvantage. You are stepping in with a roadmap most players could only hope to access. Then comes the home element. Madrid is more than another stop for Alex Eala. It carries personal meaning. She has trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca since her early years. Spain helped shape her development. The Spanish clay courts are where she built her game and learned the fundamentals. When she steps onto Madrid courts, she is not visiting. She is returning home. That comfort, familiarity, and calm of competing in a natural environment removes pressure many players carry unknowingly. Eala plays freely in Spain. She plays confidently. And in professional tennis, confidence becomes one of the most powerful advantages any competitor can hold. Now add the fact that Eala has no points to defend at this year's Madrid Open. She is competing with nothing to lose. Every victory becomes pure ranking gain. There is no pressure to match past performances, no burden to protect previous results. She can attack from the opening point, play boldly, and express her game without hesitation. That psychological freedom stands in sharp contrast to Pavlyuchenkova, who battled through qualifiers only to face this challenge. Consider the broader view of Eala's 2025 season because context matters. Yes, she experienced a few difficult matches entering Madrid. That is true. But those focusing only on recent results overlook something important. Her overall numbers this year, even including those tough moments, remain ahead of where she stood at this same stage during last season's breakthrough. That is not regression. That signals progress. That reflects a player evolving steadily, building experience, refining her strengths, and preparing for bigger stages ahead. Learning in real time, absorbing lessons from difficult encounters, and steadily building towards something meaningful. Her trajectory continues upward, and Madrid arrives directly along that path at the perfect moment. The victories on her resume this season are far from minor notes. She defeated Coco Gauff, a Grand Slam champion, former world number 1, and one of the most explosive athletes on the WTA Tour. Beating Coco Gauff does not happen by luck. That result requires elite weapons and the mental strength to execute under pressure. She also overcame Laura Siegemund, one of the tour's most experienced and tactical competitors, a player who has challenged countless top names throughout her career. These outcomes paint a clear picture of who Alex Eala is becoming, a competitor worthy of top-level conversation. Recognition has also come from the sport's highest ranks. Novak Djokovic, who has spent decades at the pinnacle of tennis, publicly described Alex Eala as the greatest player ever produced by the Philippines. When one of the most decorated athletes in history singles you out in that context, it becomes more than praise. It signals belief from someone whose opinion carries enormous weight. So this is where Pavlyuchenkova stands. She fought through qualifying, earned her place, and then discovered she would face Alex Eala in round 1. A player energized by home conditions with 0 points to defend, Nadal's clay knowledge behind her, victories over Gauff and Siegemund already secured, and analysts naming her the favorite. The challenge becomes obvious. Pavlyuchenkova is a champion with a proud career, but stepping into this matchup on clay in Spain against this opponent presents a difficult scenario. Eala's section of the draw has also drawn attention beyond the opening match. Analysts reviewing the bracket suggest her path appears relatively open compared to other sections. Potential second-round opponents are not currently at peak form, creating a realistic opportunity to build rhythm, stack wins, and gain confidence while crowds support her. In Madrid, she is more than a competitor, she is a fan favorite, and that energy matters. Pavlyuchenkova hoped qualifying would lead to redemption and a reminder that she still belongs among top contenders. Instead, she begins against a player many consider the favorite in her portion of the draw, on clay in Spain, with nothing to lose. The challenge is undeniable. Now the conversation shifts to you. Did Pavlyuchenkova expect that after qualifying she would draw Alex Eala in round 1 on clay in Spain? Do you think she can pull off an upset using experience and Grand Slam pedigree? Or is Eala too confident and prepared right now? And how far can Eala go if she moves past this opening match? Could Madrid 2026 become the tournament that establishes her as a true elite force on the WTA Tour? Share your thoughts below.